Hey everyone, I want to talk about the trap of someday. So if you're really paying attention to your brain, basically all throughout the day, your brain says, oh, when I just have the money, when I just have the job, when I just have the relationship, when I just can retire, when I just have the vacation, then I'll be happy. And if you're really paying attention, hold on, I got distracted. Let me move locations here. Okay, here we go. If you're paying attention, it's just like a carrot that's continuously dangled in front of you. And then you get the thing, and then you're happy for like 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden your brain says, "Oh, this isn't it. Next time when I get that." And you know the crazy thing about it? We fall for it every time. We listen to our brains, and our brains are like an abusive relationship. They're always gaslighting us. They're always manipulating us. They're always lying to us. They're always telling us like, oh, if we just do this, then we'll be happy. But guess what? Have you noticed that every time you achieve your goals, it never happens? And sometimes, I was lucky to achieve a lot of my goals by 30, happily married, making tons of money, buying properties. And then you reach this confusing place where you're like, but I'm not any happier. And then you just get confused because you've been falling for your brain's tricks all this time. So the power, if you want to truly be happy, it actually takes first distinguishing, like this is what our brain is always doing and always playing tricks on us. And then stop falling for it. Stop letting it gaslight you. Stop thinking you need some kind of external circumstance or some change in order to finally be happy, because it's not true. Just look at the evidence in your own life. How many times have you fallen for this? And how many times are you falling for it right now? I mean, that's the key. Like right now, my brain's like, why is it raining in May? Like, why can't it ever be nice? When it's finally sunny, then I'll feel happy, And it's just like, just noticing it over and over again. So the key, if you want to truly be happy, it actually takes being fully in this present moment, right here, right now. And we fall for temporary pleasure, like that's going to lead to happiness, but it's very distinct from something that's called just the simple joy of being. I'm holding this stand and it's distracting me, so I'm gonna put it down here. Here we go. There, you got a close up on my eyeball. Oh boy. When my stand's not in my hand, then I'll finally be happy. Here we go. So, where was I? Yes, the simple joy of being. And I encourage you to just practice it right now. Like actually just stop and take a deep breath. And as you take a deep breath, see if you can actually feel joy, like the joy of this moment. So do it with me. And then breathe out joy. Breathe in joy. Breathe out joy. And see if you can allow your consciousness to just settle into your body in this moment. Because there's a subtle but very powerful, simple joy of being in this moment. And when you practice this, your brain gets quieter and quieter, and you start to be in your life. Because the danger of not realizing this is your whole life can pass you by. You spend your whole life just, thinking, oh, once I do the next thing, then I'll be happy. And then guess what? Life's very temporary. I've had a lot of friends die over these last 9-10 months, 12 people. And it's forced me to confront how temporary everything is. It really is. And even all these circumstances we think will make us happy, they're very temporary. Life's in a constant state of flux. And when we can train ourselves to just be in this moment, then we actually can experience joy. It's not what we think. It's our beingness. And again, it's subtle but very potent. And if you can practice this beingness of being here, being fully aware, being present in your life, everything starts to change. Like you start to experience this kind of subtle but very deep sense of joy. And it comes from kind of like in the Yoga Sutras, it talks about how our senses are so tied up in external objects. But through practice, especially through the practice of meditation, through coaching, through spiritual practices, our senses stop being obsessed with the external objects, which are always temporary, always moving, and they kind of naturally just want to withdraw inward. And it's like it comes in to your energetic being, and then you go down to this deep well of joy and bliss and presence and freedom. And that's a lot of what I teach people. I teach people how to go through that process, like how to disentangle from external, how to stop thinking any external circumstance will make you happy. It will provide temporary pleasure, sure, but it'll last like a day, because then you wake up the next day and your brain's like, oh, it's the next thing. No, now that I'm a millionaire, I need to be a billionaire, or whatever it might be. So if you, if this resonates, if you're like, huh, that is kind of true, then reach out to me, because I've created this conscious life mastermind. The idea is like to bring this sense of consciousness, to bring presence, to bring awareness to each area of our lives. And as we do this, we can distinguish where we're waiting for this trap of someday, and we can stop waiting for someday and just enjoy our lives now. And there's this kind of just, you know, living in this sort of flow state and this freedom and this being, and it's wonderful and it's expansive. And, you know, a lot of people who work with me say they get reconnected to this sort of childlike wonder. Like if you watch a child, they do this, they're so present. The child's not really waiting for someday, you know, although it's kind of sad. Sometimes my daughter says, I can't wait to be big. And I'm like, you don't want that. It comes with a lot of problems and baggage. So I try to encourage her to just enjoy being little and being a child, and the childlike wonders and joys of each moment. And, you know, in Western culture, there's this kind of like linear interpretation, like, you know, we grow up and then we mature, and then we get the house and the kids and the car, and then we retire, and then we die. But in Eastern cultures, there's just kind of like, it's almost like an arch, like a return. You know, we're a child, then we grow, and then as we develop in wisdom, we actually kind of begin to return to this sort of childlike state of presence and wonder. And like I said, that's a lot of what I do with my clients. I help people kind of go through this process of re-arriving in childlike wonder. And it's wonderful, you know. I call, you know, one of my flagship programs is called Freedom and Bliss, because when we can start to free ourselves from our mind and its traps and its abusive gaslighting, then we experience like a profound sense of bliss of just being, just like the simple joy of being. So that's my rant for today. And like I said, if this resonates, check out the Conscious Life Mastermind. I'll drop a link in the comments, and reach out to me. Just schedule a call. You know, a lot of people have been calling me just to meditate together recently. I'm happy to do that. Just kind of guide you through this process of meditating and becoming present. We can talk about coaching and see if it's a fit. So anyway, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your life today. Just enjoy the simple joys of being. Enjoy the joy of breathing in, the joy of breathing out, the joy of being in your body in this moment, the joy of your life just as it is, because it's perfect, just as it is. There's nothing lacking. It's only our brains that always consider that something's lacking, but it isn't. You know, just pause and look around and see you have everything you need. All right, I love you. Bye.